Hey guys, Eric here with Hard 31, day 21, and passage of the day 21:13. He who shuts his ear to the cry of the poor will also cry and not be answered. And I think about that, and I think about that parable about the master who forgives the debtor a big debt, and then the debtor goes out and asks the guy for a much smaller debt, one of his coworkers, and starts strangling him, one of the other slaves. And how that gets back to the master, and the master is really pissed off. And I think about that as like, it doesn't necessarily mean poor people, people standing with signs on the off ramp or those, but people that are, we're in a position to help, or people less fortunate than us, or that people that are in need, and we ignore it. All right. We ignore it and we just think about ourselves. And if we're all about ourselves and we're not about what God wants and what, and taking care of others, what God says, tells us what to do, how do we expect God to answer? Do we expect God to answer our prayers? It's like we're being a disobedient kid. Would we be a good parent if one of our kids was being disobedient to us, and we enabled that and by rewarding that bad behavior? And so when we're being self-righteous, arrogant, selfish, not paying attention to the needs of others that are right in front of our face, and just thinking about ourselves, I don't expect God to answer that. That rang true with me many years ago. Is don't expect God to listen to prayers from somebody who's being blatantly disobedient. And there's a lot of people like that are living out there in the world, and they make a God that fits them. They don't want to conform to God's law, so they make up God to fit their lifestyles, and they wonder why they're not seeing God move in their life. God will not reward disobedience. Bottom line. And I know we're not all perfect. We're all going to fall short at times. But he knows our hearts. He knows we're not trying to do that. And I'm talking about willful disobedience. You're not going to be expecting blessings from the Lord with willful disobedience. So we need to be out there doing things for the Lord, not because we're trying to earn our way to heaven, but because we want to be obedient to him. And I want his blessings. Frankly, I want to be lined up with him because I know that's the safest place to be, especially in this crazy world we live in. And so when I know I have ability to help somebody in need, it's not about me, it's about what the Lord's will is. And he tells us, not to, we talked about the Christian kiss off, is just all pray for you, is help that person. All right. Don't ignore them. And then if you ignore them, don't expect God to bless you for that kind of disobedient behavior. And so kind of that's my Proverbs 21:13 today. The second one I want to talk about, this is one of my favorite ones. This always gives me a lot of peace. I read this in the morning, even if I'm like yesterday, you guys saw I was a little bit just anxious and everything I told you in the morning. This is one of my favorite passages. It's Isaiah 41:10. Do not fear, I am with you. Do not anxiously look about you, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, which I've seen God do in my life, and I will help you. Surely I will uphold you in my righteous right hand. And I think about that vision of God holding us tight in his righteous right hand and protecting us and taking care of us. And, one of my friends who's a pastor, and he does a lot of revival meetings, and he's an evangelist, he said, don't expect to be a New Testament Christian and not experience New Testament trials. And I think I might have mentioned that yesterday. Know that there's going to be trials out there, but know that God is looking out for us. Know that he upholds us in his righteous right hand. We talked about this today in men's group. Stop accepting things for they are. Don't let the enemy just browbeat you. Like if you feel like you're getting sick, pray against that. Pray Psalm 91. No plague will come near my tent. Find passages on sickness in the Bible and say those passages. Pray against that. If you think something's not gonna, you have a business that's not gonna make it, pray on that. If you have a bit, I have to pray on that a lot. There's been times I've thought, it does not look good for me, and the Lord has always brought me through it because he will help me. He has always helped me, even when I make a stupid decision. The Lord is merciful. All right, there's been some stupid decisions in my life. I should have had more of a consequence. I experienced a consequence, but not what I should have, because the Lord's grace and mercy are new every day. And I love that passage because it just gives me comfort knowing he's with me, he's looking out for me. And I love that this is my left hand because I'm holding my phone in the right hand, but just feeling like he's got me tight. He's got me tight and he's not going to let me go. So hopefully that encourages you guys today. Let's keep it going, guys. This is a great group. Thanks for all the prayers, Bo. Day by day, and you'll just, sometimes you'll see things. It's like a pump. If you've ever done the old-fashioned pumps out on the farm, you pump and pump and pump, and just keep talking to the Lord. Stay faithful in prayer. stay obedient, stay looking for assignments from him. And eventually you don't see the water flow at first, but eventually you're going to see things open up and flow in your life. That doesn't mean you're going to be a multimillionaire in a 10,000 square foot home with a bunch of bling, but you're going to see blessings come from obedience to the Lord, and continue to seek him out and draw close to him, because he says if you draw close to him, he'll draw close to you. So God bless you guys. Have a good night. We'll talk to you later.